Thanks for listening. We're really grateful for how you've been following along, and we've heard so many great stories of how God is using this podcast to help you grow more like Jesus. But we want to hear more. So if you have a story for how our teachings or conversations have helped you grow as a disciple, man, drop that in the comments wherever you stream. We're excited to celebrate with you. Now, as you've been listening to the Worshiper Identity season, we've been hard at work on the next one. We're moving on to the family member identity, and as family members, we live with the local church as family. Look, all across the Bible, it constantly describes the church with family language, using words like father and mother, brother and sister. So it's really no surprise that when we start thinking about being a disciple of Jesus and gospel people, that really requires us to be family members with one another. But y'all, family is complicated. And living with the local church's family can be complicated too, because, your family may be difficult, but the family of the church is even bigger, and mo people, mo problems. But the thing about living with the local church's family is that it's really an opportunity for transformation. Living our lives within this web of committed relationships with one another, where we together know, love, and obey God and live out the unity that we have in Christ through the Spirit, is an amazing opportunity for us to become more like Jesus and be his witness to the world. So, to explore life in God's gospel family, we're going to talk about all sorts of different ways that we are both alike and different. That will include conversations about how we're different in generations. So sometimes our family is adults working with kids or students. Sometimes, even in our small groups, it's adults across different generations, and how that's an exciting opportunity for us to grow. We'll also talk about how we're different in seasons of life, like marriage and singleness, and what it looks like for marriage to be a picture of the gospel for the world, and what it looks like for singleness to proclaim the hope of Christ to those around us. And then what it looks like for us together to live as both married and single in the context of a family. We'll talk about what it looks like for us to be multicultural and multi-ethnic, from different backgrounds with different languages, but all united in Christ, and as men and women who are living together as brothers and sisters. Along the way, we'll have lots of fun and wise guests and no small amount of Bible study and gospel explanation. Because here at the Whole Disciple Podcast, we're kind of obsessed with the gospel, and we always do that in dialogue with the Bible. We can't wait to share all we've been working on with you early next year. So be sure to subscribe and follow so you don't miss it when it drops. Thank you so much for following along with this season, and we'll see you next year.